Hello everybody and welcome to another creative team design project for Auntie Vera's Scrap and Craft. Today I'm playing with the Lawn Fawn leaf die from the April kit. Now this leaf die has to be my favorite item from the April kit. I've already used it in so many projects and I've still got a lot more ideas. So I've gone ahead and I've die cut all the leaves out of 200 GSM watercolor paper because I'm about to add some color. I'm grabbing this Lindy spray also from the April kit, and I'm gonna go ahead and just move a few leaves to the side there, and I'm gonna spray straight on to my Ken Oliver mat. I'm gonna be a little bit messy and I'm going to try and spray all my leaves on this mat. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my paintbrush just to move the leaves around, and the stuff is super pigmented, so I'm also using my forceps to try to not get so dirty. The spray is also another item that is a favorite of mine from the April kit. It is a really good spray. It doesn't leak, it doesn't clog the nozzle. It's a really good product. I really enjoy its vibrance and its easy to apply method. I'm going ahead now with my dilutions, and I've always had problems with my dilution sprays. These things always clog up, they always dribble, and I always have a mess on my hands. You always know when I've been using my dilution sprays because my fingers show it. I'm now grabbing some Heidi Swapp Shine. This is, I think, the citrus color. I'm going to put all the names of the products that I'm using on the blog, so please go ahead and make sure that you check that. I use the Heidi Swapp Shine in the gold, and then I use the Kaiser Craft in the orange or the peach color. And then I'm also going to use some Heidi Swapp Navy. Now I know that there's no such thing as navy leaves, but the colors were just so gorgeous that I wanted to go ahead and try it. I also wanted to go for a little bit more traditional fall colors, so I grabbed my Prima Decadent Pie watercolor set, and I wanted to make these beautiful true autumn color leaves. If you don't have any of the sprays, this is another thing you can do. I've got all my leaves ready. I just want to jump in a pile of leaves. These are so gorgeous. I've had so much fun making these, and now it's time to make some cards. Last year I did the 10 cards one kit, and although I really enjoyed that, it took a lot out of me. It takes a lot in editing and voiceovers and planning and designing cards. So this year I've decided to do a fabulous 5. And so today's episode is a fabulous 5 leaf cards. One of the paper sheets from the April kit paper collection is a cut apart sheet. So I cut apart all those journaling cards, and I just went through them and I really was taken by this beautiful fox. So I grabbed the fox, and basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find papers that match the color of the fox. I love the wood grain, and I love that red. So I'm going ahead and I'm choosing the horizontal papers in the sort of wood color, that beigey tan, as well as the horizontal red. I'm grabbing my scissors and I'm just distressing the edges, making it look a little less clean cut, more rough edges, which is sort of, you know, I think it's my style. I did cut into the paper, but that doesn't matter. I cut it up even more after that, just to make it look like it wasn't an accident, and I love that rugged look. I layer them on top of each other, and then I'm just applying a cluster of leaves, and I liked it more at the bottom than at the top. I'm using the ephemera pack here, and I'm just having a look at something. I'm looking for something. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for something to add a sentiment to, and I don't find that. So I go for the rub-on, and I decide to take this banner and I rub it off onto vellum paper. Now, I do decide to hold it down with washi tape because I have not been successful with rub-ons in the past, and I kind of do sort of like a decent job here, but there's a bit of one of the tails of the banner that's not so good. So, you know, it just reminds me why I usually don't buy transfers, because I just can't get a good job done. I love that rub-on on the vellum. It looks really good. So I'm just sticking everything down. Now I'm going to tear the vellum even more to match that distressed look of the card, and then I'm going to cluster my leaves to the side. I then reached for the raffia that came in the April kit. I was at first dubious if I would ever use the raffia, and actually that stuff is amazing. It just adds extra touches. So what I do here is I use 3D foam tape and I pop up the leaves all on top of each other, and then I get little bits of raffia and I stick them in there with my PVA glue, and I make this really beautiful cluster. I love it. It almost looks like a turkey. But it really adds more texture to the finished piece. I'm then feeling like the top is really kind of empty, so I thought, yeah, let's put some more raffia. So what I do is I put the double-sided tape down along the top there, and I just layer with raffia, and I think that looks really good. Trying a few things here, and I do end up going with this pretty oval piece, and I move it off to the side and add 2 gold leaves, and it seems to balance the piece out top right against the bottom left side. And that's my first card done. My second card uses these 3 elements, 1 cut apart sheet and 2 of the elements from the ephemera pack. I really love how the colors of autumn are displayed with this trio. So I decided to pick a vertical orange and cream paper from the collection to highlight it even further. I'm grabbing the raffia and I'm using it as a piece of twine here, but I pull too hard and I kind of break it, so I have to remind myself to be gentle, and I go back and reapply it, and you can't even tell that I broke that top bit off. So I'm adding that as an extra feature to that tag, and I think it looks gorgeous. I then decide to add some leaves along the right hand side, and I'm going to pop them up with 3D foam tape to create kind of like a cascading leaf design on that right hand side. All that's missing from here is a sentiment, and I go back to my rub-on transfers. I find this circle that says fall is in the air, and this time I'm brave without washi, and I try to add it on, but it is sitting on that popped up a journaling card, so it kind of breaks it a bit, so I have to move it down to the side and finish it off there. But the damage is already done. It kind of looks like it's a bit not too perfect, but things never are with me. And that's my card done. I thought that perhaps it needed a character, but you know what? The cascading leaf is the feature of this card, so I'm going to go with it. My third card is this one here. This is one of the pieces in the ephemera pack. I started to take out the middle, but then I realized, wow, this will be a really good peekaboo feature. So I keep it on there, and I decide to back it up with this polka tan paper. Now, I'm so sorry, but my camera cut out here, so I'll just explain really quickly what I did. I added some washi at the top at the hinge, and then I balled up some raffia underneath it and made it loop out all in different directions to pop it up even more. I then decided to make clusters of leaves. Now, when you open that peekaboo, there is a gorgeous little foxy sleeping on the inside, and I think it's such a gorgeous, simple, clean, but interactive card that you can send along for any sentiment. The next card uses these 2 elements. I love the pumpkin, and I love the sentiment of pumpkin spice. So what I thought I'd do is I'd add some raffia underneath the pumpkin element, which I propped up with 3D foam tape, and then did the same for the sentiment pumpkin spice. I'm just trimming up that raffia on the side there, and what I'm going to do is start putting some leaves just on top of that and creating this beautiful leaf feature. Some of the leaves are popped up on 3D foam tape, others are flat, so it kind of looks like a really engaging piece. I put a little banner on the top right hand side, and this just shows how gorgeous leaves are. I love playing with leaves, and I just had so many ideas for creating leaf cards, so I just went with them. Card number 5 has got to be my downright favorite card. The first thing I did was grabbed this Prima flower pack from the April kit. It is in the colors of autumn, so it's just so gorgeous. So I grabbed 2 flowers and 2 leaves and start building it up with leaves on the side. I then grabbed the journaling cards, and I'm just looking for one that accentuates the flowers, and I love the one that says Fall Blessings. I was going to put it down straight, but then I thought, you know, it'll look really nice layered up with paper. So I grabbed papers that accentuate the flowers from the journaling card, and I go for the polka yellow and white. I then grab the horizontal brown and white, and I go for kind of this design, but then I'm not sure why, but I decided to then turn it around, and I liked it even more turned around. So either way, it looked fab, horizontal or vertical, and I ended up putting it horizontal. I did layer up with vellum as well. The more layers, the better, I say. It looks amazing. Everything gets stuck down now with double-sided sticky tape, and I'm just making sure that everything matches on both sides so that there's equal spacing. And the cluster of flowers and leaves goes to the side there. I then decide to use the wood grain banner at the top there, and it just ties it in so beautifully. I adore this card. Now, just because I used 5 cards here doesn't mean I didn't make multiples of them. It is so easy to make multiples of these. You just go ahead and make those leaves and use those cute critters on the rub-on transfers and the gorgeous journaling cards. So here they all are, all 5 leaf cards. I absolutely adore the gorgeous colors of autumn. I love the element of leaves. I love that you can make them yourself and give them different colors to suit your need. I hope you enjoyed this project. Please don't forget to check the blog below. Go ahead and check out the April kit at Auntie Vera's Scrap and Craft. I've got all the links below, and I'll see you in my next video.